What is up, YouTube? It's Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. This is kind of a really cool little video. This is going to be a Rogue One time travel video. But there's actually no time travel in Rogue One. And what I mean by the time travel thing is, right now, I'm recording on the day of release, and I have not seen Rogue One yet, but I'm actually going to have a conversation with the past me, currently the present me, and the future me that has seen Rogue One. That's right, I'm going to record more tomorrow after I've seen the movie, and I'm going to kind of ask my future self or myself from tomorrow some questions that I'm really, really curious about, and I'm going to have a dialogue between me and me. I know it seems a little weird, but I think it's going to end up being pretty cool. So basically, I have a ton of things that I'm questioning going into the movie, and I want to kind of compare how I feel before seeing it and how I feel after it. So here's the thing. Spoiler warning for Rogue One, because although I have not seen the movie, that future Josh guy, he has seen the movie, and he's kind of a dick. So he will spoil the shit out of that movie for you. So this is your one warning. Get out of here if you haven't seen Rogue One. Come on back when you have. So, my first question to you, future Josh, is who the hell is in that Bacta tank, man? I mean, the Bacta tank, ever since seeing that in that one teaser, has driven us all as Star Wars fans mad. We need to know who it is in the Bacta tank, and who is the cloaked person kneeling in front of them. There are Imperial guards in that room, so I do not know what the hell is going on. The Emperor doesn't kneel. I don't think he's the kind of guy that kneels ever, but there are Imperial guards, so there's a ton of different rumors. Is it A, Darth Vader in there after being severely wounded in some kind of a battle? Is it B, Snoke, which, would be absolutely insane, but, Lucasfilm has sworn up and down that it is not, and Snoke is not in the movie in any way. Is it the Emperor himself? Is the Emperor in the Bacta tank elongating his mortal life? And is that Vader kneeling? Who the hell's kneeling? And what the hell is going on? Tell me, future Josh. Tell me. Well, present Josh, or more like past Josh to me, the person that's in the Bacta tank is actually Lord Vader himself. The person that is kneeling before the Bacta tank is a hooded servant of sorts. Now, what's really, really cool about this scene, something that you had no idea going into it, is that this is actually Darth Vader's castle. That's right, they actually showed us Darth Vader's castle, where he puts himself into Bacta frequently. He's like entirely in Bacta when that person comes there and says that Krennic is there, and it's just like literally like a servant person, and I believe he just has like little like kind of minions, maybe even members of the Inquisitori there, but very, very fascinating. So no Snoke, but it is Vader in there, but not out of wounds from a battle. Just basically, he's just in there kind of healing himself. He just probably does that from time to time to build up his actual tissue and get him ready for the next battle or whatever. But it was a really, really dope scene, man. Next question for future Josh. How much ass does Vader kick? I need to see Vader slinging that red lightsaber around. I heard rumors that he rips somebody in half with the Force. I mean, I would love to see that. It's a little harsh for the kiddies and whatnot, but I need to know. Please tell me, how much ass does Vader kick, and does he cut down Orson Krennic? Because I have this really, really cool theory that Tarkin is going to tell Vader to cut down his opponent and rival to be in control of the Death Star, and that would be Orson Krennic. So please tell me, how much ass is that Sith Lord kicking? Well, present Josh, past Josh to me, I will tell you how much ass Vader kicks, and it is literally all the ass. Vader, amazing. So I just told you about the castle scene. Really, really cool. Kind of ends with him doing a little chokey thing on Krennic. Really, really dope. And honestly, after that scene, I was like, well, that's probably all the Vader we're going to get, and I'm still satisfied. But that is not all the Vader we get, because at the very end of the movie, he comes down this hallway out of the dark, puts on the saber, and literally goes to town. He goes on the murder train and kills like 20 rebels. Those guys at the very beginning of A New Hope in the funky helmet. and how like Vader comes onto that ship like coming after Leia. Like literally the thing that we're gonna know now is that when Vader gets on that shuttle and confronts Leia, he has just been to murder city and killed a ton of these rebel soldiers as they were passing the plans to the next guy and getting them to Leia. So how much ass does Vader kick? Literally all the ass. That last scene with him just fucking up those soldiers was literally worth the price of admission. Very, very, very dope. Third question that I have for you, future Josh, is, the Rebels characters. We saw the ship in there. I just did the video. It came out yesterday. I'm really, really excited for the prospect of seeing the Rebels or even hearing them, maybe on comms or something. So tell me, do we see anybody from Rebels in Rogue One? And is there some kind of a tie-in to the show and the movies? I gotta know. Well, that's an interesting question about the Rebels. I gotta be honest, I didn't even see the ship really in the movie in that starfight. I have to see the movie again to make sure. But no, we don't really hear from them at all. We don't see them at all. So the Rebels crew, not really in the movie at all. And I'll have to even go back and see if you can even really see the Ghost doing a lot of stuff. However, those Hammerhead cruisers, the Corvettes that they get in Rebels, huge payoff with one of those ships, does a massive bit of destruction and ends up saving the day. Very, very cool. It literally used its Hammerhead thing to wedge into one of the Star Destroyers and bring it down. Fascinating stuff. Also, there is mention of the Black Saber. When Jyn is going through the Imperial records and getting stuff, the Black Saber is mentioned by name, and it is in the hands of the Empire. So that's pretty much as close as we get to the crew of Rebels being in the movie, but definite through line, a lot of tying into it, just no like actual mention of Kanan, no mention of Hera, no mention of anything like that, but you can definitely feel the presence of the show in the movie. All right, future Josh, I got one more question for you. And by the way, I think you're a pretty handsome devil, just between us. So, next question is, does this have any Jedi in it? Now, they say this is a time and place where there are no Jedi. We know that Donnie Yen's character is not a Jedi, but I'm still kind of not buying it. I still feel like we'll get another Jedi at least mentioned in the movie. I think they're going to mention Obi-Wan. They might even mention Ezra Bridger, and I just need to know. So is there any more Jedi in Rogue One? Tell me, are there any Jedi? Well, you know what? That's an interesting question, present, past Josh. The way I would answer the question is this. There's no Jedi per se, though Donnie Yen's character is like so on point with using the Force, and he explains that both he and his buddy were guardians. They were literally like guardians of the Kyber crystals and of the temple and whatnot that were on Jedha from the Jedi. So I think that literally the way that it works, and I have to see the movie again to make sure, is that on different planets that had the Kybers, these planets were kept a secret from most people, and the Jedi literally had, like, I guess you could call them sanctuaries or temples, and the guards from those temples are in the movie. That is what Donnie Yen's character is. He is so strong with the Force. It's obvious. Some of the stuff he pulls off is crazy. Really, really cool action. So he is probably the closest that we get to the Jedi. There's also mention of Obi-Wan, not by name, but Bail Organa and Mon Mothma have an interesting conversation about going to get Kenobi, and it's literally Leia that gets picked for that mission. Very, very tragic stuff, because Bail talks about how he does end up going back to Alderaan, where he is killed in A New Hope. But really, really cool stuff. So I would say no. I kind of expected there to be Jedi when I went in, so no present Josh. There was no Jedi or anything like that, other than Vader, of course, at the end. So he's the only one. But yeah, there's pretty much no Jedi in the movie. All right, future Josh, last question about Rogue One. Where do we think this film ranks in the Star Wars sagas? Or I guess more correctly put, where do we think it falls in our top 5 of these movies? Is it better than Force Awakens? Is it better than Empire? Does it hang with some of these movies? I just gotta know. I mean, right now, I haven't seen the movie. My anticipation is high. I've tried to quell it as much as I can because, you know me, I get a little too excited about these sort of things. But I can't help but think that this movie is going to be really, really cool. Maybe the coolest Star Wars film ever. So answer me, Josh. Is this movie A, better than Force Awakens? And where do you think it really lies in the total grouping of Star Wars films? Where does it rank in the history of live action Star Wars films? Well, past Josh, that's kind of a hard question for me to answer. You should have known better to ask me this question because, we're the kind of guy that needs to see the movie several times before we can really make up our mind as to how much we liked it and where we put it in the Star Wars library. However, just my first reactions, it's got to go high. It's got to go very, very high. This movie was absolutely incredible. I absolutely loved it. So much action throughout. I felt very, very informed having read Catalyst, but some of the people that I went with to see the movie weren't exactly crazy about it, and these characters they're not super familiar with. A lot of casual fans aren't even that familiar with Tarkin, but if you are, and if you go deep on Star Wars, then I think this movie is really made for you. It's grim. It is really, really dark. Basically, spoiler alert, everybody that went on the mission dies. A lot of death, a lot of travesty in the movie. And it was all really, really exciting and impactful on the canon. I have to put this movie up really, really high. I think it'll end up being in my top 3 or my top 4. Now, whether or not I can actually say that it's better than Force Awakens, I can't make that call yet. Like I said, I have to see Rogue One again a couple more times just to see how I, feel about the movie completely, because there's so much thrown at me that I really need to digest it. I need to see it again, kind of think about it, and go from there. But for now, best I can give you is that it's going to be really high on the list. Well, geez, those are some really interesting answers. I kind of feel like I've gotten the movie spoiled for me now, so that kind of sucks. But in either case, I hope you like this video. I thought it was a kind of a cool little way to do things. But as far as a nerd card and closing the video out, I'm actually going to throw it back to future Josh so that he can close you out. And I still think I'm better than him. All right, thank you very much, past Josh. I'll take it from here. So let me know, guys, did you see Rogue One? What do you think about it? Were there some things that you went into the movie with questions about that you got answers to? What's the big gap there? Was there stuff you expected that you didn't get? Was there stuff you got you weren't expecting? Let me know. There was a lot of stuff, man. I really, really liked the movie a lot. High praise is coming from me. I'll do an official review after I see it a couple more times. I really just need to see it more and just kind of break it down and see how I feel about it. So official review will come out later, but man, did I love this movie. So let me know in the comment section, like, A, do you like the movie? B, do you like this video? Do you kind of like this compare contrast thing? I thought this would be kind of fun to do. So yeah, hit me up on the comment section on here, or hit me up on the Den of Nerds Snapchat, which you should definitely add. Very cool stuff going to be going on over there. So let's check that nerd card really, really quickly. And the question will be about Darth Vader's castle. Now, no name was given to the planet on which the castle is in this movie, but my question is, what planet was the castle on in the expanded universe? Of course, Vader had a castle in expanded universe. There was acid rain that would pour down on this planet. Brutal, brutal wasteland of a place. But the question was, what is the name of the planet which Vader's castle is on in expanded universe? Answer that question in the comment section below. Like this video and subscribe to the channel to keep getting all of this awesome nerdy content. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and nerdy day. See ya.